I'm about to get up, but I've had like well, I told you I was about to burn out. I felt it and it happened, so I don't really have I took this time this morning to rest, but I have appointments here in the afternoon. So I got to get up and I have to get to my job too, like my little side thing. I need to do that really quick. So that's what I'm about to do, but the title of this video is I didn't really extend the type of grace that I would have wanted. And I had to think, you know, because I am reactive, um, my first thoughts, my first anything is never really exactly aligned with who I am. And that's a really unfortunate reality, and one that'll continue until I heal. And, healing is a lifelong journey. I do not really care. But when it comes to G, I could have extended more grace, because the whole point is that I was afraid, I reacted poorly, and things like that, right? And so, throughout this whole time, I just wanted grace. And so he reacted how he reacted. I didn't like that. Took him 5 years. I didn't like that. But ultimately, I mean, I'm on my path, and I've been on my path, and I've been healing. Someone who was doing no healing work, why would I have any expectations of them to be able to navigate fear as quickly as me? You know what I'm saying? I think my issue was just that you give the same excuse. So then, therefore, are we just human? You know what I'm saying? Are we just human? If you gave the same excuse as to why you didn't get tested right away, and stuff like that, that you were afraid, then I would just think that we're both human. And I didn't extend the right amount of grace. I didn't behave how I should have, because really, it's all on the internet. It's never going away. You know what I'm saying? I've now, not only had I exposed him, but I also, violated his trust because it was on the internet. But maybe I did extend enough grace. I don't know. But sometimes I think that I didn't. Well, yeah, I did. Because 5 years went by, you know. We didn't immediately start dealing with each other again, but when I came back, and he first came back, then I turned him down, and then he came back, right? I didn't I should have been more proactive in his truth. Like, I wasn't ever proactive in, like, hey, show me your results, show me this. Da, da, da. I just took his word for it, and attempted to accept my fate. You know what I'm saying? And really, it was owed to me anyway, regardless if it was from him or not. You know what I'm saying? It was owed to me to be mistreated. I believe. Or maybe I'm just masochistic and think that I deserve punishment for every single wrong that I've ever done, because that's how I've been programmed, right? I I've been programmed to believe that I need punishment and I need to be punished, uh, you know? And there are laws. So to some extent, we can talk about the things in which I broke the law, but there's other things where it's like, I didn't break the law. I understand that it affected you in some type of way, right? But like, I genuinely tried to show remorse or like change. Like I've been changing my whole life. You know what I mean? Like I did something wrong. I reflect on that. I come to the person. I tell them about it. Most times, especially if they're close to me, like my cousin or something. And instead of like trying to build with me, you're just holding grudges and then telling me bad advice and stuff like that because you're mad at me still, even though I'm like genuinely making an effort to be a better person. You know what I'm saying? Like everything that I ever did to my cousin, each time like I made a genuine effort to try to like repair the situation. Um, I there's been a lifelong process of trying to be better, and one of those things was I did not extend enough grace to G about the situation. Like, I'm sitting here and I'm mad, like, oh my God, how could you? You hypocrite. But at the same time, he's responding to my actions. You know what I'm saying? All we were doing is responding to each other and reacting to each other. He's still like, for me to be like, oh, you do the same thing that's on that page. You do the same thing that's on that page. Yeah. But then still, you have to think about the circumstances, the cause and effect, and the things like that. Uh, it's still, I still could have been more graceful, and I still think he's probably a good person. I just was upset, and I allowed that to control me. Excuse me. Um, I did have instances in which I just was on autopilot, living my life, and made poor choices in regards to how I dealt with people. And unfortunately, it doesn't really matter if anybody believes me or not, but once I came upon him, though I did like him and I did want to know who he was and things like that, that's not what I was looking for. And I genuinely was trying to like heal from what I was experiencing. I did not think that it would ever be what it was. There was like, there's many times in my life that was like that, but it's okay if people don't believe me. I know that I've made it hard to be believable. But that is the intention behind some of this abuse. It makes you the villain. I'm able to like look at everybody's perspective. I really am. But this channel's about me, and I'm the main character here. You know what I mean? I was single for so long because I had issues. I was never one of those people that pretended to be anything. I would like tell people, hey, I got issues. In fact, I very much identify with the song Wale Bad. You know, I have some issues. It's not that I didn't want to commit. I didn't really have a commitment issue. What I had was an issue with people who didn't want to commit to me, and that constant feeling of abandonment. And I was very aware of that at some point in life. Now, the first two, they didn't, these things were discovered in therapy like after the dog incident, right? So after 2011, I was able to, tell people I got issues. I have an abandonment issue, but it wasn't anything that I knew. Like that first incident with Jeremiah's dad was the first time I ever um, did something like that. Like I didn't know that I had an abandonment issue, but that was like he was like the first person where I actually felt comfortable. But once I got pregnant and everything changed. And so anyway, all I'm saying is I didn't always extend the same amount of grace that I wanted. Especially where G's concerned. Looking back on everything and looking at the videos and looking how I behaved, there was no grace there. Um, thought my cat was back there. It's just the wind. All right, I have to get ready to go, but I hope everybody has a good day.